Hey everybody, Anthony here, FSU Off-Road. If it's your first time joining us, I just want to welcome you to the channel. Today, got a quick video for you. We're mounting tires on our Method 101s. So I'm going to show you how to do it. As you can see here, we've already got quite a few of them mounted up and already done. I'm going to show you how to mount as quick as possible. We've mounted over 4 sets of these Method wheels and tires together. So I've got some of our spares left with some 101s, and we're going to get this mounted up. Now, you are going to need a few things, so let me get set up and I can show you what you're going to need. Okay, first things first, obviously you're going to need your tire. You're going to need your wheels. We have that. You're also going to need a bucket, some type of soap. You're going to need a torque wrench. You're going to need, obviously, valve stem stuff. That is to check the air. Simple tool here, or you can use a valve stem tool as well. I don't have that here. It's with the race Jeep. And you're just going to do like a light, notice I said light, little driver. You don't want anything super torquey. And obviously some anti-seize, and we got the air compressor behind us for air. That's all you're going to need. Now your box is going to be nice and pretty packaged. This is just the way it comes from Method. Now the top piece is going to be your ring. However, we were lucky enough, and I say I was lucky enough, Taylor painted these for me in advance. So we have our ring. Just continue to take the box out. And there's going to be 2 things that you want to do whenever you're unboxing this. One, get rid of all the crap on top. But you want to leave this ring on the back, and you want to make sure you get your hardware out of the box and just throw the rest of the side. This ring is kind of important because that's going to protect your wheel on concrete or the ground, whatever you're going to do, like so. Okay, got everything situated here. Obviously, wheel is face up, like I said, to protect the pieces on the back. Kind of keeps the back from getting scratched. And your box that you get in the box or in your wheel, it's going to be a valve stem. You want to go ahead and take that out and throw some of your soap on there. That way you can pull it through. And it's not going to take much, just enough to get it kind of lubed up along the edges. Now, like I said, if you have a valve stem puller, you can do that. Like I said, ours is with the race Jeep. But if you take your pliers and push it in, you can grab the back side of the valve stem and be able to pull it through, and you'll feel it pop out. The valve stem is locked and you're good to go. You're ready to start working on your tire. Okay, now the next part is the tire. You want to get this a little bit soaked up with your soap. So this is just going to help it slide over the rim a little bit better. Just take it, run it across, and this is obviously going to be going on the back side. This will be the back side of the tire, so you want to make sure you do that. And once you get it all soaked up, wrapped around, this will also help seat the tire on the bead on the back as well. What you're going to do, you're just going to rotate it around. And you're going to put it on the wheel, and it'll slide a pretty good bit. But the best part, if you have enough weight, you can just jump on the tire. You can see I jumped. Well, I did that time. So there we go. So now the tire is seated, and you don't have to worry about it. Next thing you want to do, grab your bucket, put the tire up with the wheel, and set it on the bucket. And you can take the protective part off the back now. And what you want to do is you want to work the tire and the wheel to get it seated in along the bead area, like so. And just to help the front ring slide and squash the tire against the rim, just take a little bit more soap and just run it across the top part of this. This is just for the ring, help it slide a little bit. Like so, no big deal. I did have a towel around here. Now that you got this part, you're ready to start the long process of getting all your bolts installed. Just a cool note here with the Method 101s is they do two BCDs for one ring. That way if you do have any issues or anything like that, you can just clock it to the next position. Next thing you want to do is take out your hardware, throw your washers down, and each individual thing. No worries, I'll speed this up for you guys. Okay, once you get them all seated in there, what you want to do is grab your anti-seize. This is going to be important because this is aluminum, and this will just help removal in the future. And I just like to set my bolts to the side, take the cap off our anti-seize here, and you're just going to put a little dab on the corners, like so. That might even be too much, but just a little dab on the corners just to get them started. And what I like to do is I like to put them 180 from each other. That way we can get the ring kind of centered. That way the rest of them will get centered, and I just start them by hand just a little bit just to get them started. And like I said, this just helps center the ring. Alright, now that we got those started, it's just time to start filling all these up. Grab your bolt, throw some anti-seize in it, start tightening it down in the hole. Okay, once you get all of your bolts started, I like to just go through and just make sure that they're all threaded down. This is kind of important because the next step, we're going to do something that Method's going to tell you not to do, which is utilize our little impact driver. Like I said, it's not very strong, and these rings have a lot of flex in them. So basically, you're just going to be using that to bring the ring down a little bit and just eliminate this massive gap that you have here, because these are going to get torqued to 22 foot-pounds each individual bolt. And as you can see, doing them individually with a ratchet or a socket wrench, it would take forever. So we're going to eliminate some time, or we're going to minimize our time by using our little impact driver here. Now, once you get them all tightened down, you don't have to do this. This is just an easy way for me to remember and to keep up with things. So the valve stem is on this side, so I like to start on these bolts up here from my valve stem, and I can work from the valve stem to the gap, to the opening or whatnot. And this is it's gonna take some time to do this. This is where all your time is gonna be consumed in getting these set up. I just like to get it to torque down just a little bit, 180 from each other, and then go 90, so you're making a star pattern all the way around, just like you would on any lug nut. So we're going to hit this a bunch of different times, and See how fast we can get this one done. And just continue that process until, because as you can see that these are still loose to the touch. So I'm just going to go back, do another star pattern with these. This takes about 3 rounds for you to get to start using the torque wrench, just so you're aware. So don't think that you're over them when you're really not. The hardest part is keeping up with where you are when you're doing the star pattern. Okay, once we get it to where we want, we'll just start using our torque wrench here. Get it to click at our 22 pounds. And what I like to do is I like to start obviously with the valve stem again, and then I like to do doubles. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Go ahead and get it to cross, and then I like to do one more, and we just do pairs all the way around since it's already really close. So we finished there, we did there 1, 2, and then we'll go 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2 all the way around. That way you're never overlapping, and you're kind of getting easier with the, it's kind of easier than keeping up with the star. Alright, so that was one complete round. Now it's probably going to take me about 2 more complete rounds of doing that, because you can see some of these are still loose here. So it's going to take about 2 more complete rounds of doing the pairs until this is completely done. Alright, so now once we're done with those 3 rounds, I just like to go through and just check all these individuals to make sure they're all torqued to where we want them. Okay, like I said, that is the most painstaking thing about this whole process, because you're here for a while. Now the last thing that you want to do is you can either pull your valve stem out to shoot air in it, or you can just take a regular air hose to shoot in it to get the bead to seat on the back. And roughly anywhere between 10 to 15 pounds that should seat. If it doesn't, you can just hit the tire to do a shock to it, and it should pop into place. Just take your air nozzle, shoot it full of air, make sure. Another thing with it being right there in between the 10 to 15 PSI is where the tire will typically seat. The last thing to do here to finish off your new mounted tire on your method wheel is to put the caps on. Valve stem cover also has a nice little chrome cap as well. There you go. About 20 minutes, knock it out. All right, it literally took about 20 minutes to do all that. I know I fast forwarded a little bit of that, but you don't want to sit there and watch me torque down and tighten bolts for 20 minutes. But that has been the fastest way I know how to get these rings torqued down to spec and get these tires installed. And like I said, about 20 minutes, as fast as I can get it, and you do that times 8 tires, you're up there with a couple hours. But anyways, I just wanted to share that little bit of tidbit with you. Hope you guys like what you saw. If you would have done something different, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next one.